What's going on, everybody? This is Awakening, and I am Nathan Marco, if you don't know me, and what I do is work for myself. After all these times of trial and tribulation and becoming an entrepreneur, I've finally made it to my version of success. Now, what I'm taking a minute to do today is show you that I'm actually working today, and this is the environment I choose to work in because the job that I chose is mobile. I work from a laptop, so wherever my laptop can go, I can work. I chose the beach in the background and the palm trees and the sand to be my life. At least for these couple days. Don't let it fool you all the way. I do live in Florida. I have access to this anytime I want to. I didn't always have this. I grew up in a little tiny town in Illinois where nobody made money. The best job in town was to work at a dang, factory in town or the gas station or join the union. You're selling like 12-hour days in buildings you can't control on time frames you have no restrictions, or I guess no control over, massive restrictions in. Hopefully get retirement someday. Hopefully get the benefits you want for your family. To me, that trade-off was never worth it. I didn't want a boss. I didn't want to ask for permission. If I'm sick, I know I'm sick. I don't need to ask another grown man if I'm sick. If I don't feel good that day, I don't feel good that day. If I gotta go to the bathroom, I just go to the bathroom. I don't ask another grown man if I can go to the bathroom. I just do it. Because I couldn't work in the parameters of a normal job, I had to create a lifestyle for myself. Now that's difficult because in my head, this is the outcome I wanted. And to most people that grew up the way I did, probably similar to you, doesn't seem realistic unless you're born here, I suppose. To make this my backyard was almost impossible. It seemed like it was the most daunting task ever. But I chose to do it anyways, or at least try. And the only thing that made a big difference to me was first in the beginning was just make a bunch of money so I could make this my life. That was obviously the wrong path because that's a long-term goal, right? Like I got to do a bunch of things up front to maybe get that as an outcome. Instead, I figured after that, once I realized it was too daunting of a task to do, how do I just change maybe where I work or the position in which I work, where it becomes mobile, so I can just be a nomad and go where I want to. 1 week be in the desert, 1 week be in the mountains, 1 week be at the beach. I found the career that I do, which is life insurance. I realized not only that I could be a normal person, make calls from a laptop, any room, anywhere I want to, and make sales and create the lifestyle I wanted. I also realized there's no cap on my income. That I can hire people for free. I can build a team around me to do exactly what I do and cost me no money to do that and get paid a massive amount of money to do that too. So I can get rich off myself and I can get rich off other people. It's not for everybody. You don't have to take that path exactly like that. It's just the one I chose to do. I wanted my time back, and the fastest way to do that was to get really good at what I do, become an expert in my field, teach other people to be an expert in the field like me, and then get them to replicate themselves. Just like Walmart, right? Sam Walton figured out the convenience store whole gig, figured out the registers, figured out how to get the consumers to come in, and then he taught other people how to do it. And then once he taught enough people how to do that, he taught certain people how to manage, and then people how to manage, and they ran the people he taught how to do it, and then he could leave that store and create another store. Everything's that way. Just different vehicles with all the same outcome. Because I was willing to do what most people wouldn't. Because it's a trade-off. What I mean by that is, that means work extra hard, because you're like, I can work hard. To do an entrepreneurial life at a really extreme way sometimes means relocating where maybe that niche you're specializing is best at. Maybe where the networking is better than where you're at, and you have to go away from those areas that you're used to, get to new areas that you're not used to. And that means leaving a lot of friends and family. It's a massive exchange. You have to be okay with it. It's not meaning you have to cut your friends off right away, but just understand that with time, they're probably going to fade out. Also remember, they have their own families and their dreams and their own outcomes they want as well. So you're not their main priority anymore like you used to be when you were 18, 19, 20 years old. Fast you come to terms with, hey, how can I make sure my life gets better first, and then I'll treat things to my friends as a symptom of it or an outcome of it, then you'll get more, you'll increase the pace of which you can actually make these moves. So I was willing to risk all of that, the friendships I built over the years, to create this outcome where I could possibly have an environment where I could bring them to, where I was proud of, and I could maintain this long term. Instead of saving up for that one trip, I could make this an everyday occurrence where I'm like, hey, John, whenever you have time, I'm here. It ensures that every vacation John comes to Florida, I could be around John. And just let's face it is the most traveled to destination in the United States, so why not pick that place to go if I want to see my friends? This is where I reside for the most part, but I do travel. I continue to travel the entire United States with keeping Florida as my home base. That way, anytime anybody wants to come down and travel, I can be around to see them. In addition to that, Florida has a massive amount of population that comes here to travel, come here to network, come here to build because of the tax lack of restrictions, the no income tax, the networking from travelers, vacation destinations. And quite honestly, what nobody talks about is the mental relief. When you're working a really strenuous job, or you're trying to build your entrepreneurial journey, or even any job for that matter, it's a massive relief to be able to say, you know what, I'm going to drive down to the beach this afternoon and just get a break because I need it. All it costs you is a couple gallons of fuel to do so. If you're lucky enough and you live here, it just costs you about 10 minutes of your time. Just that, knowing that you have access to a place that people have to save the whole year to get to. They spend 50 weeks to spend 2 weeks here, and you get to every week do that if you choose to. It is something special. So if you're curious about one of the biggest secrets of me that I'm going to reveal today to you, it's my location. That's what's changed my life for me. I can travel. This is 2025. I can jump on any airline. There's a bunch of them that are like $1,200 a year for unlimited flights if I want to. Every 6 months, I think you can do Frontier for 6 months for $500 or $600. Unlimited flights. I'll just do that, see my friends and family when I want to, but make sure I'm residing in a place where I work the most. Because let's just face it, most of us don't see our parents but a couple times a year. You know, at Christmas, the holidays, every now and then when you're swinging by, because you got a lot of your personal life going on. Some people see their family more often than not, but most don't see it as much as they'd like to. So what I'll just do is if I want to see my dad once a month, I'll just jump on a plane for free and I'll fly up and see my father for a couple days, come back down, which by the way, when you fly to your family and you're staying with your family, you're going to spend more quality time and more time than you ever would just randomly visiting. So my, advice to you would be to break through the barrier of what you're used to. Don't do the things that everybody is telling you to do. Make sure that you can do different from what they do. Why? Because you don't want the outcome that they have. Most people don't want to trade places with someone giving them advice. But in this scenario, I hope that I have the lifestyle that you'd love to trade places with, because I make great money for my family. We're very safe and we get to live the life that we used to dream about. And I hope you decide to do the same thing. But guys and girls, I'm gonna head back and do some awesome stuff, lay out, tan, enjoy my life before I have to go back to work, and then do the beach again at night. And I hope that you soon get to live that kind of life that you like to live and do the things that mean a lot to you and your family. Because I can tell you from one person doing it right now, it's unbelievably forgiving. Just make sure you do it. You'll never regret it.